Welcome to Whiskey Pop, and this is
Second pour.
Second Pour. That's right.
And this is Jeff.
And that is Zane.
Are we sure?
I don't know. I've had a lot of whiskey already.
I've already had a lot of whiskey, and today we're not talking about Rabbit Hole, Cave Hill.
Oh no, we're not talking about Rabbit Hole.
No, we are talking about Bottled and Bond Jim Beam.
So right, another budget whiskey, right?
A budget whiskey.
A budget whiskey. Woohoo!
Did I actually say
a budget whiskey?
So-
We've had a budget whiskey today.
Today we're going to articulate our words very good, and we're going to talk about Jim Beam.
So,
All right, tell me about this crap. That's amazing.
yeah, so this is Jim Beam Bottled and Bond. It's their bonded. Wow! This is made from Jim Beam, obviously. It is 77% corn.
Wait. No.
Mm-hmm.
You start talking that, then I'm saying mellow-corn, and then I'm saying like I'm out.
77% corn, 13% rye, and 10% barley.
Let that not fool you, however.
So I think they
This
figured out a
is-
good way to mix that up right, huh?
They did. So I'm gonna say, obviously we on the previous episode that we'd had, this is the first time I'd tried it,
Yep, same for me too.
and we're going through the idea of explaining this today. But first impressions,
First impression from the Whiskey Pop episode earlier, it was definitely pretty good.
it's definitely pretty good.
So let's go through this again.
Okay,
Let's nose this baby, right?
So right off the bat, I have that leveled smoothness that you get when you have a fine whiskey that feels refined. It feels hoity-toity.
It's hoity-toity, all right. It's been 4 years in a barrel.
And
At least.
you can tell that the flavors have macerated into a very cohesive product. It's not all over the place. It's very much singular and unique.
And I think it has a lot of complication going on, just
Yeah.
even in the nosing. So when you go to smell it, there's a lot there, which generally, budget whiskeys, you tend to get around the caramel, you get around a little oak, you get around maybe another. This one seems to have a whole lot more going on in it than it typically does. Now, I know they say that normally you're going to get a little bit of candy corn. Waxy corn? What the fuck is waxy corn? Who is sniffing waxy corn?
Like, I'm gonna go buy me a bag of waxy corn.
I think we were talking
That's
about...
bullshit. That's when you know that people that are trying to put like the ingredients together, like, to tell you what you're supposed to experience are
We're not
full
doing that shit here. Let me tell you, if you're going around sniffing waxy corn and that's what you're looking for in your floor,
If you know what
for.
even waxy corn is, put a comment below.
Yeah, waxy corn I suspect is the uncooked cob.
No. Waxy corn is the bullshit, crappy candy corn flavor that's off-brand.
Oh, well, there it is. They do say candy corn is one of those nosing flavors.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Waxy corn,
But
that's horseshit.
I'm not getting a lot of candy corn out of this. I am getting the corn, obviously. I mean, every bourbon's going to have a lot of corn because that's 51% of it is corn,
Yeah,
always.
if you have even the hint of malted over corn and you said it's 70% corn,
77% corn.
you're gonna have a candy corn flavor because it's sweetened.
And the rye's
But-
probably helped mellowing that out, right?
Yeah, that's the spice, which
Yeah.
takes it and makes it actually drinkable.
What, you don't like mellow corn? Okay, so you're definitely getting some of those candy corn smells in there.
Yeah.
You're getting a little bit of the caramel.
The thing is
Little
like,
oak.
do you experience what they're telling you the palate is? Like, what is it, leather? They still say candy corn on the palate.
They do. They
Okay,
do.
but when I drink this, do I think saddle leather?
You know what I'm getting? Tobacco.
Okay, now, look. Because of the power of suggestion
You're getting tobacco, aren't you?
and the fact that I smoke a lot of cigars, I can actually say that tobacco the spiciness you get with tobacco is actually in that.
You know, with a lot of bottle and bonds, you always suspect a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of kick of clove and cinnamon.
Yeah,
I don't really get that heavy cinnamon clove type kind of, kick back on this.
No, what did we have that had the cardamom in it? That was so. What was that last one? It was something we had cardamom.
Was that Old Overholt?
It might have been the Old Overholt.
Whiskey?
It could have been. I feel like that actually. This is closer to like that palate flavor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the thing here what Jim Beam's pulled off on this one. I think it's a really smooth bottle and bond. It doesn't tend to feel like that 100 proof bottle and bond, smack you in the face bottle and bond.
Except I do feel the barrel, like the actual woodness is coming through on this one.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, clearly the oak tends to be pretty strong and dominant.
Yeah, like if you were going in and splitting wood and that fragrant smell that you get from a non-disgusting wood like oak, which smells like vomit when you split it. Even though these are oak barrels, but it's that fragrant woods. Yeah, I feel like I'm getting more of that from it, which is like a aged, matured.
Yeah.
Again, we're talking at least 4 years.
Yeah.
Right?
For me though, I feel like it's 4 years for sure.
Yeah, right.
It's a minimum of 4 years, but it could go longer than that. I mean, like the Bottle and Bond by Henry McKenna, right?
Yeah.
It's a 10-year Bottle and Bond whiskey. So it's still Bottle and Bond because it went the minimum of the 4
But
years.
it was $54, right? 50.
It's 50. It's 40, 45 bucks.
This one is what, 26?
Yeah, I think $26, $28 for this bottle. That's a good deal.
If you want to buy 2 bottles of whiskey for the price of 1, I'm going to say this is pretty good.
Really? Yeah. No, I mean, and that's the thing. It's like this entire month we've done Bottle and Bond.
Yeah.
And they've entirely been Jim Beam product on top of that.
Well, they did, didn't they?
Yeah. So now we have
Today's sponsor of Whiskey Pop is not Jim Beam.
So I mean, we've done a lot, but this is Jim Beam's signature
Yes,
bourbon, right?
yes.
So and it's in a bottle and bond, so that means it's been bonded in the warehouse. It sat around for at least 4 years. It went from one season and one distilling process.
It's
that whole
one
bit.
group that put the pow and yes.
But I tend to say I like this better than just straight up Jim Beam.
Oh well, of course.
Now I know it's spicier because Jim Beam's 80 proof and this is 100, but I don't know. This is something about this that just really stands out.
Did we review single barrel Jim Beam?
The closest thing we've done to a single barrel Jim Beam would be Russell's Reserve, which is a single barrel. It's not Jim Beam, but it's a Jim Beam product.
So I've had 2 bottles of single barrel Jim Beam, which we haven't reviewed.
No, we're actually going to do here soon in the near future. We're going to do a single barrel live video.
Oh, okay.
With another buddy of ours who has a whiskey channel show as well, Whiskey Nightcaps, and we're going to do that in the very near future.
Okay, well, that's what I was kind of getting at. It was like this. I feel like this is within that category. It feels like it's. You can tell it's like from one thing.
Yeah.
And it's.
I think you're right. You can tell that the blend master for
Yeah.
this. So the master distiller, the blend master for this, does a really excellent job understanding how to blend those barrels together. Let's rate this thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you think this is to you? I mean, we do the 1 to 17 finger, and
we do 5 finger.
it's 5 finger. That's it. But to be fair, we don't rate a lot of things at 5 finger. We don't rate things at 4 finger.
I will tell you this: I'm really shocked by the fact that I suspected these budget whiskey months and these bottle and bond budget whiskey months, the way it's turned into. I wasn't expecting a whole lot.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, it's a budget whiskey. They're gonna be good, but they're not gonna be amazing. They're not a $100 bottle of whiskey.
Let's face it, we thought it was gonna be ass.
Yeah, we did. We didn't think it was gonna be great. We thought, well, okay, we'll do some budget whiskeys this month. But I've been really shocked at how good these budget whiskeys are.
Yeah.
This one is no different in that. I think the weakest of the budget whiskeys we've had this month was the Old Granddad. For us,
The weakest whiskey.
You may love Old Granddad, and there's nothing completely wrong, nothing wrong with that at all. But for us, we felt like that was the weakest one. This may be just as equal to Old Overholt.
Oh, I would throw it up there pretty easy. I mean, I'm gonna jump the gun, I guess, and give it my rating.
Do it.
But I mean, without any reservation, this is a 3 finger for me.
Oh wow, that's good.
Because the
You've had at least that already.
That's what I'm getting at. Is I want to drink this. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be one of those things like when you're watching Netflix and someone has they pour something neat or they pour something over the rocks and it causes you to want to participate.
Happens all the time.
I could go to this. And not only could I go to this, I would probably want to pour this one up.
Yeah, I think this would be one of those easy daily drinker type kind of. It's easy to find, it's easy to get your hands on, it's cheap, and you can drink it and not feel bad about, finishing it off, and because you can get another one. It's not like it's going to be one of those allocated whiskeys out there.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I know you have to rate it, Jeffrey, but...
I give it a 4.
True, yeah.
I give it a 4 because I think it does everything a bourbon should do. It's got a nice long oaky finish. It's got that nice sweet caramel and that sweet corn right up the front. It's given a lot of complication in the nose and on the palate. Maybe not on the finish. The finish, I think, is the weakest part of the entire bourbon.
If you call clean, not lingering,
yeah, it's just gone.
Ready to drink more.
That's exactly right.
As a weak point.
That's the weakest point.
If
that's
that
exactly
is
right.
actually a weak point, yeah.
Yeah, that's the weakest point. But I think if you're one of those barrel-proof, cast strength type kind of fellas or gals, you're probably gonna like, this is kind of weak. But I think if you're one of those ones who've been drinking a lot of 80 proof whiskeys and you jump on this, you're gonna be like, wow, that sticks with you, and it's really good. I mean, let's just face it, America, it's been fucking cold the last 2 weeks. I'm not cold right now.
I am not cold. I am what they call lit.
So, what do you think? Have you had any of these budget whiskeys with us this month? Have you had Jim Beam's bonded whiskey? Is this one that is a go-to for you?
And the thing is, I'm going to say this is, I know we've been talking hillbilly over the last month.
Yeah, hillbilly, redneck, country fried, the whole thing.
I'm going to say this much. I believe that about 3 of the 5 budget whiskeys, or is it 4?
4. Been a good month.
Yeah, but 3 of the 4.
Yeah.
4. I feel like I could actually recommend those to my bougie friends who have no redneckisms at all. And they'd be like, oh, that's pretty good.
So in the meantime, you guys continue to be cool this week, and we'll see you next week with another second pour. Cheers.
This is actually 3rd pour.
Oh, for him.
Yeah, man. Cheers.